Hey everybody, this is the segment that talks about the newest developments that I've been having. We're going to leave off after my last surgery for my Crohn's disease. That was September. The newest things that have started to happen first, I believe, appeared in December. I was at my family's Christmas party. She has a wood burning stove. We were out opening gifts in the living room next to the stove. Wasn't thinking anything of it. Came home, went to bed, woke up a couple times in the middle of the night with like an itchy eye. It passed eventually, so I went back to sleep, woke up in the morning, and I couldn't see out of my right eye. It wasn't like a black curtain, it was more of like something was in it, but I couldn't clean it out. I could see kind of shapes, but it wasn't defined. I definitely couldn't read, couldn't do anything like that. So we went to the eye doctor here. They sent us over to U of M. They suggested if it was that bad or if it got worse, didn't get any better, to go to the ER. So we did that. We went to the ER. They made an appointment follow up with the clinic in a couple of days, gave me some salve, told me to put drops in my eye. So that's what I did. Went back to that clinic. They told me that it was a scratch in the middle of my right cornea and that it should get better with eye drops, just over the counter water drops. So that's what I did. I've been doing that for many, many, many months. It wasn't getting any better, so I talked to my primary doctor. My primary doctor referred me to a separate eye doctor, so I went there. They also said that's what they found, to just keep doing the eye drops and to come back in a couple of months. So I did that. All in the meantime of that happening, that was December. So December, the eye happened. February, March-ish, I started having pain and like numbness feeling in my pinky toe on my right leg and then the toe next to it. It actually felt like they were asleep kind of, but not. I didn't get the tingly. I just felt like, I don't know, sensation was weird. So I went to the primary doctor. I was concerned that it was a blood clot because of my blood clot history. So we did an ultrasound. It wasn't a blood clot. They did like a vein study and it wasn't anything to do with my blood or anything like that. So my primary doctor sent me to physical therapy. Before I started at physical therapy, I tried the chiropractor. They gave me exercises. It wasn't helping. So finally got into physical therapy. They said something about my butt muscles weren't reactivating correctly and to just keep doing exercises. So I kept doing these exercises and it wasn't improving. The exercises would help, but not extensively, like maybe for an hour. And then I started like losing, I don't know, like my leg would give out on me, would be the best way for me to describe it. It usually happened on days that I had went to physical therapy, like hours after my physical therapy. It was just really concerning. So I let my doctor know that. In the meantime of going to physical therapy for that, I started having problems with the transitions from sitting to standing, stuff like that. So my therapist at the time, my physical therapist, noticed it and suggested that I let my primary doctor know that it could be a whole bunch of stuff, ranging from, a deficiency of some kind to blood pressure. So that's what I did. I let her know. Immediately in that appointment, she told me that I had vertigo. So she gave me a medication to help with vertigo and set me up to see physical therapy for my vertigo. So I started that, and based on what my physical therapy person or my therapist for my vertigo suggested, she suggested that I go to OT or occupational therapy to work with my vision. That a lot of my vertigo stems from my vision and my visual interferences. So I got linked up to go to OT. In the process of all of that happening, I started having more issues. One time, it was after my first OT appointment actually. I had come home and video chatted with my sister, and she had noticed that I was having that facial droop. Sorry about that. So that facial droop happened. After that facial droop, I started basically paying more attention to what I was experiencing and maybe thinking it was all interrelated. Started getting concerned about, because I had been noticing, or Katie had been noticing, that I was having problems saying a few words. Like I'd stumble over my words and try to correct myself, taking an extra second to say a word or two words. And that has never been me before. I also noticed that I was sleeping a lot. I had chalked that up to that I had a whole bunch going on with my health and that I was just really tired. I also noticed an extensive change in my depression and my anxiety. It went from kind of being an issue to definitely being an issue and needing help with it. And so I turned to my doctors for it. So there was those things that kind of happened in the middle of everything else. And then about a week after I noticed my facial droop, I started woke up one day and my left arm was heavy, and that was awful. The heavy feeling lasted throughout that day, and then it started feeling better gradually the days following, but I had OT a couple of days after, and she checked my strength or my grip, and it was vastly weaker than my other arm. So even when it didn't feel heavy, she could definitely see the difference. Other than those things, the newest thing that has happened is that my wound has decided to open back up. I'm not quite sure why. I don't know if it's infected again or if I need antibiotics or anything like that, but that's there. So I guess big overview is started with my eye, went to my right leg, went to my face. Oh, I forgot. In the middle of my right leg and my facial droop, I started just randomly throughout the day would notice like the first finger and my thumb in my right hand didn't have the same sensation as the other fingers in my finger, like the other hand or the other fingers in my right hand. And I just thought maybe it was like positional. So I'd always change position, kind of like rub my hand. And then it started happening throughout the day more and more frequently. So now, after everything that's happened with my facial droop in my arm, that's pretty constant. It's usually just the first two fingers and my thumb that feel that different sensation. And sometimes my forearm. But yeah, so there's that. So there's my right foot, my right hand, my left arm, my facial droop, and then my wound, of course, accompanied with the depression, anxiety, and I guess the biggest thing that I'm having problems with right now is I'll go out and about and I have problems with either vertigo, where I can't seem to focus on anything and I want to, I feel like I'm on the ocean on a surfboard, and want to fall over, or my whole right leg, my right foot, my right leg's completely like numb feeling. Like I know that it's there and I can put pressure on it, but I don't feel it. And so something has to give. I have that appointment coming up with a neurologist. Hopefully they can figure out everything, and hopefully I don't have another symptom appear before then. If I do, you'll hear about it on this channel. Think good thoughts for me. Hopefully I also can get in and see what's going on with my wound. That would be fabulous. Until then, until I hear anything else or experience anything else, good thoughts, please. Everybody, good thoughts. Thanks so much. Bye.